NVIDIA just told every company on Earth that they need an OpenClaw strategy. Then they launched a Claw plugin of their own, something that they call NemoClaw. And in this video, I'll explain exactly what NemoClaw is, how it compares to OpenClaw, and whether you should even care. Let's get started. So just yesterday, Jensen Huang took to the stage at NVIDIA's GTC conference, and he said that every company needs an OpenClaw strategy. Then they launched NemoClaw, which in terms of how Jensen talked about it, is supposedly a more secure version of OpenClaw. Now, contrary to what some might think, NemoClaw is not actually a separate AI agent, because what it really is a security wrapper that goes around the same OpenClaw software. And what NVIDIA did here is they took the most popular AI agent architecture right now and added a security layer on top. And the reason why they're doing this is pretty simple. It's because they believe that autonomous AI agents like OpenClaw will be wanted by enterprise companies as well. In fact, Jensen showed some big names in here that they're partnering with, like Salesforce, Cisco, Adobe. And apparently what they're doing is helping these companies deploy OpenClaw more securely using their NemoClaw implementation. Now let's talk about what NemoClaw actually is so that you can decide if it even applies to you. And I think the best way to do it is to compare these two side by side. So what I did is just have my OpenClaw agent come up with this graphic, and I'll go through each of the key points for you. And if you think about what each of these technologies are, you can just treat OpenClaw as the core agent architecture in this case. It's the brain with memory, tools, skills, and scheduling capabilities built in. So this is the AI assistant that runs on your machine and basically does things for you. And as we mentioned, NemoClaw basically takes that brain and that architecture and puts it inside a locked down sandbox. And in terms of how NemoClaw works, it's actually pretty simple, because with OpenClaw, what you have here is a direct connection, right? So in the most simple view, there's yourself talking to your OpenClaw agent, let's say via Telegram or Discord or whatever channel you have set up. And for it to function, it connects to any AI model of your choosing. Now with NemoClaw, what they essentially added are layers. So it's still the same OpenClaw agent, but it runs inside this sandbox, which is what NVIDIA added, so that it can only access select folders and files within the computer that this OpenClaw agent operates in. And apart from that, it also added this policy engine layer. And what this policy engine is basically just the YAML files. And that is essentially just a text file with a couple of rules that an admin, let's say, can edit. And it just lists down rules and policy around what actions can it take, what network calls it can make, and also blocks requests that need express approval. And so this policy engine is just an extra layer of protection that is meant to be there to assure companies using OpenClaw that this agent won't go haywire and edit any files that they didn't give express access to. Now you may notice that where this is connected is through NVIDIA Cloud instead of any AI model. And this brings us to a key limitation of NemoClaw at the moment. And it's probably the reason why for most people, they likely won't install this, because if you use NemoClaw, you can actually only use NVIDIA models at the moment. So they call these models Nemotron, and there's a couple of them in here, basically just varying in size. But in contrast to the default OpenClaw setup, this I think is a key limitation for NemoClaw. The other limitation for NemoClaw at the moment is that it can only run on the Linux operating system. So again, in contrast to OpenClaw, where you can install it on Mac OS, that's why people are buying Mac minis a lot. You can install it on Windows or even a Raspberry Pi. You have a lot of optionality, but with NemoClaw, because they're trying to keep it a bit more secure and a bit more controlled as NVIDIA implements it for their partners, they do have this Linux-only implementation, as well as Nemotron NVIDIA models only as part of their architecture. Now, talking a bit more about security and what NemoClaw can access and not access, for OpenClaw, if you install it on a computer, it pretty much has access to everything within that. But for NemoClaw, it is sandboxed by default, and what that basically means is that it can only write to these folders called sandbox and TMP. And so whatever files that NemoClaw creates, edits, and deletes will only live within this sandbox. And finally, when it comes to pricing, both of these are actually free software because OpenClaw is open source and the NemoClaw is just built on top of that. But the key difference is the model that you choose, which is where you get charged anyway. So with OpenClaw, because you can choose your model, you can actually run it with free open source models locally. But of course, the requirement there is that you need your own processing units and devices in order to run them in the first place. For a lot of users, I now see instances of people connecting their ChatGPT Plus account to their OpenClaw, because what that charges you is a flat $20 a month through ChatGPT's OAuth or Open Authorization implementation. Or if you opt to use API keys, which is a bit more advanced because it doesn't really provide you a ceiling how much you get charged per month, then you can also do that. You can connect Claude models like Opus and Sonnet. But the key point is that you choose what model you use. Key difference with NemoClaw is that although the software is free, you can install it right now, but all inference, basically the processing, goes through NVIDIA Cloud. And so you would need an API key from their systems, and you are locked within these costs because you can only use the Nemotron NVIDIA models to power your NemoClaw setup. So with all of that said, what should you actually do? Now, remember that NemoClaw is meant for enterprise teams. So if you yourself are working at a big company and let's say you're looking at NemoClaw, let's be honest, you probably won't install it yourself or in your company unless you're directly working with NVIDIA. Because this is alpha software, it's literally 1 day old. And the reason these companies that Jensen mentioned, like Salesforce, Adobe, and these other guys are exploring it is because they have NVIDIA's backing and accountability. So that if things go wrong and NemoClaw isn't as secure as they advertise it to be, which again can happen because NemoClaw is literally 1 day old since launch. So if you don't have that, if you don't have NVIDIA's backing, then you can probably just observe this for now. Now for everyone else, which are likely the ones watching this, if you're not part of a big company and you want to try out this agent assistance setup, should you start with NemoClaw instead of OpenClaw? My point of view, and this obviously depends on your context, is you should probably start with OpenClaw still, but with the right setup so that you can lessen the risk with regard to security as well as costs. Primarily, the reason why I think most people will veer away from NemoClaw is because it locks you into one model provider, which is NVIDIA. And since personally I haven't fully tested these NVIDIA models myself, I'm not exactly sure how good they are as well. On top of that, the fact that you can only run it on Linux right now is quite a big limitation. So you probably can't set it up unless you know that operating system anyway yourself. So my general advice for people who are starting with this technology, for you to prevent the risk surface area for any security or cost mishaps, is to set up OpenClaw, number one, on a separate laptop, like an old laptop of yours, not your main machine. And also don't connect it to critical tools right away until you get a better feel of how it works. The other thing that you also want to do is to set up OAuth, which is open authorization, as your way of connecting to AI models. ChatGPT Plus is a good option for this because OpenAI already said that they allow it. So with that setup, you're paying a flat $20 a month instead of worrying about token costs skyrocketing. But if we step back a bit and look at the bigger picture, even if NemoClaw is not for you specifically, the fact that a company as big as NVIDIA built it tells you something important, because they themselves just said that autonomous AI agents will be the future, even for enterprise companies. And whether the tool is OpenClaw, NemoClaw, or whatever Anthropic or OpenAI or Google builds next, I think what's important to understand now is how AI agents are architected and what this Claw architecture is about anyway. And at the core of it, what this whole Claw or AI agent architecture is about is just related to nurturing or training your AI agents with skills that are custom for the work that you do. And it may actually be simpler than you think. Because remember, when you're developing skills for your agents, all that is under the hood are just text files. Like this one, for example, it is literally just plain English text that your agent uses as a skill. So if you understand how this works, along with some concepts like memory and the tools that they are able to use, then you can start to better work with AI agents and deploy them for yourself, your business, or even your clients. And regardless what software you use, that will definitely take more shape this year. And by the way, if you're interested in going from just using AI to getting paid for it, then check out the RoboNuggets community down in the description. We've got founders in there who landed their first client in weeks, live build sessions where we create this stuff together, and the actual templates behind what I just showed in this video. The community is also the reason these lessons get made, so see that below if that's for you. Or if you want to learn more about agent architecture, all the OpenClaw concepts, each explained in 60 seconds or less, then watch this video next. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.